Imagine standing on a cold, silent planet. The wind howls like a ghost across an endless red desert. There's no air to breathe. No trees. No oceans. No signs of life. Just you and Mars. Welcome to the Garden Planet. In the 2015 film The Martian, Matt Damon plays Mark Watney, an astronaut abandoned on Mars after a powerful storm forces his team to evacuate. He wakes up injured, alone, and stranded 140 million miles from Earth. His habitat is intact, for now, but his food will run out long before a rescue mission can arrive. To survive, he has to transform into something more than an astronaut. He becomes a botanist, a chemist, an engineer, and a pioneer. He must grow food on a planet where nothing grows. And somehow, with grit, science, and the human will to live, he becomes the first gardener of Mars. Sounds like fiction? Well, it is. But maybe, not for long. Mars may look beautiful from orbit, a dusty, rust-colored jewel suspended in the void. But up close, it's brutally hostile. The surface is bone-dry, colder than Antarctica, and bombarded by solar radiation. Dust storms can blanket the entire planet and last for weeks. These storms aren't just windy, they're vast clouds of fine red powder, thinner than talcum, capable of clogging machinery and reducing visibility to zero. The atmosphere is thin, about 1% of Earth's pressure, and made almost entirely of carbon dioxide. Without a pressure suit, your blood would boil, literally. There's no breathable air. No liquid water on the surface. No protection from deadly cosmic rays. To survive here, we'll need advanced technology, pressurized habitats, radiation shielding, self-sustaining ecosystems, and a constant supply of ingenuity. Much like Mark Watney, real-life astronauts will have to grow crops, recycle every drop of water, and produce oxygen from Martian resources. Every breath will be earned. Every meal, a miracle. But humanity's relationship with Mars didn't start with science. It began with dreams. Back in 1877, Italian astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli pointed his telescope toward Mars and saw strange lines stretching across its dusty surface. He called them canali, the Italian word for channels. But when translated into English, canali became canals, a word that implies artificial construction. And with that simple mistranslation, the world's imagination caught fire. Suddenly, Mars wasn't just another planet. It was a world with cities, technology, and maybe even intelligent life. No one embraced this idea more passionately than Percival Lowell, a wealthy astronomer with a flair for the dramatic. Convinced that the Martians had built vast canal systems to transport water from melting polar ice caps, Lowell poured his fortune into building a state-of-the-art observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona. Night after night, he sketched what he believed were signs of a dying alien civilization, clinging to life on a desert world. Though we now know those canals were optical illusions, Lowell's work helped ignite a space craze that stretched far beyond science. In 1897, British author H.G. Wells wrote The War of the Worlds, a story that would redefine how humans imagined extraterrestrial life. Wells didn't picture friendly Martians. He imagined conquerors. Intelligent beings fleeing their dying planet and choosing Earth as their new home. They arrive in enormous machines. They wield death rays. They begin terraforming our world into a Martian climate. It was a chilling warning, not just about aliens, but about colonialism, hubris, and survival. But the real panic wouldn't begin until Halloween Eve, 1938. That night, a young Orson Welles aired a dramatized version of The War of the Worlds on American radio. But he didn't present it as a play, he presented it as a breaking news broadcast. Listeners who tuned in late missed the disclaimer. What they heard instead were fake news reports, Martians landing in New Jersey, soldiers dying by the thousands, and cities falling under attack. Panic swept across parts of the country. Some people ran into the streets. Others prayed. Some even armed themselves, ready to fight invaders that never existed. The chaos was so intense, broadcasters promised never to air fictional news without clear warnings. That promise holds to this day. But not everyone was afraid. For a boy named Carl Sagan, the idea of life on Mars sparked wonder, not terror. He devoured science fiction novels, imagined Martian landscapes. And when he grew up, he became one of the most beloved astronomers of the 20th century, helping NASA send robotic explorers to Mars and beyond. Carl Sagan didn't see Mars as a threat. He saw it as a challenge. A new frontier. One by one, robotic missions reached the red planet, mapping its surface, searching for signs of water, and testing the limits of human engineering. But Mars also made its mark in another unexpected way, through superheroes. In 1912, author Edgar Rice Burroughs, famous for creating Tarzan, wrote A Princess of Mars. In the story, a Civil War soldier named John Carter is mysteriously transported to Mars, where he gains superhuman strength thanks to the planet's lower gravity. He leaps across valleys, battles alien tribes, and falls in love with a Martian princess. That concept, gaining powers from gravity, would later inspire Superman. When Superman first appeared in 1938, the comic explained that Earth's weaker gravity gave him his powers. So in a way, Mars didn't just shape our science. It shaped our superheroes too. Today, Mars is more than a myth. More than a movie set. It's a real destination. NASA plans to send astronauts to Mars in the 2030s. Meanwhile, private companies like SpaceX are building rockets designed not just to visit, but to stay. But colonizing Mars isn't just about landing a rocket. It's about building life from nothing. Every crop will need to be grown in recycled water. Every gram of oxygen must be manufactured. And every structure must protect against deadly radiation, extreme cold, and microgravity effects. Terraforming the entire planet may take centuries. But creating small, habitable pockets, greenhouses, biodomes, modular stations, that's within reach. We'll bring life to Mars, one greenhouse at a time. One oxygen tank. One water purifier. One solar panel. Just like the Martian, but for real. And when the first human walks across Martian soil, when the first plant grows under a glass dome, when the first child is born on another world, a new chapter of human history will begin. For over 100 years, Mars has been many things. A desert world, a dying civilization, a myth, a mirror. It reflects our fears, our hopes, our boundless curiosity. We used to ask, are we alone? Now, we ask, when will we go? And soon, the answer might be, now. Because Mars isn't just a planet. It's a dream. And dreams are meant to be reached. We began by gazing up at a red dot in the night sky. Now, we're designing rockets to chase it. Mars has always been a destination in our dreams. A blank canvas for our greatest hopes and our deepest questions. Can we build life on a lifeless world? Can we turn dust into soil? Silence into song? Survival into home? Maybe the garden planet isn't just a place, maybe it's a challenge. A story we were always meant to write. And when that first plant takes root, when human footsteps echo across the crimson sands, we'll know one thing for certain. We didn't go to Mars just to survive. We went there to grow. This is just the beginning. Because the stars are only the start.